In the realm of live television, there's none more chaotic than the telethon. Though Jerry Lewis had been doing them for kids with muscular dystrophy since the 1960s, it was the 80s when the charity night boom hit British screens. ITV's rather literally named Telethon, with 24 plus hours of broadcasting, seemed intent on putting Michael Aspel in his grave, but was canned after just 3. 88 brought the first Red Nose Day, which mostly ran every other year, while Children in Need hasn't missed a November since it kicked off in 1980.
What a simple answer, just one remedy. If you want to help children in need.
It might be hard to believe now, but Children in Need and Red Nose Day created a real collective buzz. In schools and workplaces, fancy dress and fundraising built to a night's frivolity you knew you'd all be watching, in a 4-channel era when telly was a more unified experience. God, there really was sod all to do back then. We're going to be revisiting Children in Need from 1988.
Welcome to this year's Bonanza Extravaganza. Here's Sue Cook.
Sue Cook has not pulled out. A 7-hour spectacle jumping about the country to local BBC presenters. It's a nightmare of logistics, and all powered by magnificent analogue tech. Consequently, there's malfunctions from the moment they go live.
Salisbury, for example.
How much?
I've gone deaf. I'm a child in need.
I don't like it. It's all going too smoothly.
We're battered round the map like pinballs. Doughty, Powell and Big Ant Turner in Carlisle. Blackpool's got the gang from On the Waterfront, including Sue Pollard's Wario, Kate Copstick. Miles away, Jim Bowen plays David Vine at darts.
This dart could do it! The BBC win!
Yeah, not bad. Nice to see you, David.
Jim Bowen, the highlight of my darts career.
Well, thank you.
In a right and just world, Vine's Ski Monday jumper would have become as iconic as the Scorpion jacket from Drive. Wogan's the glue that holds it all together.
And way above our heads, in the radio studios, which we'll be visiting very shortly, Joanna Lumley, and I can see right up her skirt.
First honk of the beast alarm, as Santa's with Stuart Hall.
If you've got children, you want to come down to Studio A in Manchester and join us on the Yellow Brick Road, you can sit on Santa's knee, but it'll cost you a bob or two.
I'm alright, actually.
400 we've raised, thank you very much. And look at this. This is what it's all about. This is what giving is on this night of nights. Well done. Shh, let's creep around now.
In hindsight, not the best idea to sell this special night for children by dressing a paedophile as a carnival barker. Ronnie sees in. But Wogan doesn't lighten it up for charity. His interview's weirdly probing for a night of fun.
Do people still treat you as a child because of your slightly diminutive stature? You're a suppressed child in Surrey, aren't you? I mean, are you suppressed in real life? Have you been suppressed?
My mum wasn't like.
But Children in Need isn't about celebrities. It's about real people. British people. The Joe and Joanne blogs out there in silly costumes raising money.
And the other event was a Fill a Fiesta competition. See how many people we can actually get in the Fiesta, which was 28 people.
One Christopher Robars decided to raise money by sitting in a bath of custard for 24 hours. Unicycling 50 times round his school sports hall in Stafford.
There are 10 members of the police force in Guernsey who are eating shredded wheat.
Dominant visual of the night is the oversized cheque, each bigger than the last. Cheques you could land a plane on, or that Robert Wadlow could use as a blanket, filling the background of every shot like signs during the Monday Night Wars.
Yes, and I'm here at the moment with a cheque from Weaverham High School and Cullington Primary for £914.32.
I don't care how much is on it. Look at the size. Get it in the bin. I suppose Gen Z viewers won't even know what a cheque is. And if you're worried Wogan's cashing them in for toops, videos keep us informed where last year's money went.
They now get in and out of the water with greater ease and dignity. Smokebusters, the Aberdeen-based campaign which discourages children from smoking, received a £500 grant to finance their quarterly newsletters.
I was straight off to find more about Smokebusters, and delighted to unearth this powerful rap.
Join Smokebusters now and have a lot of fun. Discos, newsletters with lots of prizes to be won. So join now and don't start to choke. Try and get rid of that awful cigarette smoke.
And the bloopers keep coming.
Mike, what am I leading to?
Well, you're leaving us here in Scotland now, but we're handing now to Jill Dando, who's in Land's End.
Meet Victor the giraffe. Victor the giraffe has just lost an ear on top of my head.
All the stars are here.
Welcome Bob, Carol, G's and Spit.
Carol G's tash functions as an optical illusion where he's got a big triangular Muppet mouth. And then he suggests a lady in the audience has sex with a dog.
Right. And he'll land in the first row there. Just move your handbag, love. He's coming straight down there. You'll have to be careful because he's on heat. Now, as soon as he lands... You are as well, have a party. Now, as soon as he lands...
Gary Wilmot, Mickey and Minnie, an overdressed Babs Windsor, John Humphreys with a traffic cone, Jareth the Goblin King, Eddie Guerrero, John Virgo watching Dennis Taylor play a one-armed man at snooker, Spike with some rats off a cartoon his daughter wrote.
Are they about to do something amazing?
What?
What are you eating?
Food.
Oh, looks... got any more? They're all starving. Are you going to do a dance for us?
Roll tape.
Can we see
It's great.
Children in Need is the one night of the year you could reliably see newsreaders dressed as the Spice Girls and pretending to be embarrassed. But with 88's focus on the bucket shakers, it's disappointingly light on celebrity skits. Though we do get a song from the cast of Brookside. This'll be a laugh, won't it? Funny lyrics, Sinbad doing a rap? Most certainly not.
Have you heard? Have you seen the kind of loving they need?
It isn't much, just enough to let them know we believe.
It's not intentionally funny anyway.
The sunny walks, the rainy days, seaside ice creams in May.
Let them know. Let it so.
You think, at least their swaying's on point, but they've got a bloody conductor. That's not even the best conductor of the show.
I never knew I could love anybody, honey, like I'm loving you.
The year's most excretable bit is a real easy pick, with the cast of Howard's Way doing a sketch that's so embarrassing. One of them tries to hide behind a lamp.
I'm telling you, Leo, I'm worried.
They've renewed your contract for the next series.
When in doubt, drag up.
Hello, you two. How are you? I've been looking... Oh, thank you. Really? Faster, Gerald, faster!
I'm trying, Charles, I'm trying.
Mother! What are you doing?
A wonderful evening's entertainment.
Chairman of the BBC with a name like a slutty dog.
The boss, Sir Marmaduke Hussey.
The most RAF moustache you've ever seen. And Blue Peter's Simon Groom proving that this wasn't a one-off.
What a beautiful pair of knockers.
Yes, I'm out here with a lady with a large carriage and pair, and she's Sally Maycock.
That's quite enough of that, you mucky boy. Especially with Miss World in attendance, as Wogan continues his unnecessarily probing questions.
Do you think it's exploitative? Do you think it exploits women, girls? Exploits, demeans them, diminishes them, makes them cheap?
With shades of the Olympic runners reuniting on Knowing Me, Knowing You. They're joined by the very first Miss World.
Gosh, 1912. How old are you?
94, soon 95.
Miss World 1 also didn't get the memo this is a night of frippery.
Well, one thing, it led me to a new husband, but he was a very lovely man, a nice man, and I loved him very much, and he loved me.
In those days...
It's hard to lift the mood with old misery guts like this.
What have the girls been collecting in their buckets? Money or stuff from the horses?
That's rather a silly question, but I will answer it and say money.
Oh, sorry. But it can't all be laughs. When Esther shows up to champion brave children with disabilities, it's poison for a sneering video essayist.
But was banned from his play school because he had a great big deformity on his face. Her left leg was very disabled.
What am I supposed to do with this?
She was born with a curved spine, her heart was on the wrong side, she had a hole in her esophagus.
Yeah, well, kids had to be braver then anyway, considering what their telly was like.
How long was he given as a prison sentence?
15 months.
Well, now everybody must obviously remember the terrible Zeebrugge disaster when so many people tragically died.
Do I? But these brave kids are what this is all for.
Firemen and their wives, dressed up as gypsies, drove out of Tisbury Fire Station in Wiltshire today in a horse-drawn gypsy caravan.
10-month-old Sean Herbert has been taking part in a sponsored jazz exercise at Knutsford Leisure Centre.
There's a brave lady in Manchester with a phobia about bananas. She really can't stand them, but she's offered to eat 2 crates of bananas live on radio, which makes the mind boggle anyway. She won't be alone, though. A gorilla is going to help her.
Literally everyone's getting into the spirit of things.
And there's been some clowning around at Glenparva Young Offenders Institution in Leicester. Ken Wingfield, a prison officer there, dressed up as a clown and raised £200 from visitors, staff and prisoners.
He's not the only one. In all the fancy dress, one particular outfit's so popular, it's like the Great Clown Panic of 2016. As the night goes on, there are some absolutely horrible mascot costumes, but it's a good plan to keep your audience watching. Make them too afraid to go to bed.
Children, mainly 2-year-olds, walked round the church 5 times and raised
the devil because they were walking backwards. To offset the horror, the most 1980s wacky DJ-looking man of all time.
You ready for this, John?
That is pretty impressive.
Name's Nicola.
Where are you from?
Saltburn.
Saltburn. And what have you been doing?
Something disgusting with a bathtub, no doubt. Much of the show consists of Wogan wandering among the masses being given money.
I will offer my service free for the full day as a butler for the highest bidder.
I don't have a subservience fetish, though. Her flicks in character as a Nazi pressuring audience members to donate.
You will kiss me. I quite enjoyed that.
Okay, thank you to Herr Flicker, the Gestapo, and all the good work that you have.
Big Country are chatting with a Scottish Frank Butcher.
Do you like performing live, Bruce? No, it's better than performing dead, isn't it? Back to him.
And Jill Chance off Crossroads chairs a mastermind between the soaps.
Why was Seth Armstrong in hospital in 1986? What did Ian Beale sell to buy his food processor?
A Biggles book given by his gran.
What is Harry and Ralph's dog called?
Rommel.
Presenters are a mix of reliable hands like David Icke before he escaped the Matrix, and young up-and-comers.
Good evening. We come to you from the Deer's Leap pub, Morriston in Swansea. There's certainly a nip in the air, and I think there's a bear in the air. Say hello to this chap. Good evening, sir. John, you're mad. The very best of luck to you.
Thank you very much indeed.
It's disorderly television, cutting between locations, presenters drowning in a sea of the general public, all giddy from the presence of cameras.
How £108 D Block Greystoke raised on the number 41 bus between Desby and Manchester. And here we're...
Sale Leisure Centre.
You take your life in your hands hosting one of these.
Ready, barman.
Not
That's
Manchester!
absolutely wonderful. Now then, let's hop it from here then.
Hiya, man!
This fireman wins the most threatening way of speaking to a presenter of the night.
Well, we set off at 1 p.m. this afternoon and we've come 26 miles pulling a 2.5-ton fire engine. We've called at 6 fire stations and we have raised at least £8,150 and I should imagine it will be nearly 10,000 by the time we finish.
Marvellous! If I hear you've been grassing me up to Pudsey, I'll have your kneecaps.
A few words from you, sir. I love you very much. Poignant words, and a few from you. That's enough said,
Thought the Chinese were meant to be even-tempered.
Yay! Wales, land of magic.
Even a pro like Stuart Hall can't help losing his rag.
We've raised £8,500 in 24 hours.
I missed the name.
Sale Leisure
Sale
Centre.
Leisure Centre. There's something behind me now then.
The BBC man at Dartford Tunnel's got even bigger problems.
Now, if you're wondering where all those trolleys are from the supermarket, they're here. We've also got a tug of war down the entire length of this tunnel.
Wouldn't worry about that, mate. You're about to become someone's gimp. And every now and then, another breakdown. Some so abstract they're almost art.
Here's Mike Neville in Newcastle.
Technology was pretty fragile in them days. Read the urgent message scrolling under Lumley.
Oh, you're there. Sweet man, thanks for waving. There's a fantastic party at the concert at the Winter Gardens, 1812, with all the cannons and everything, and it's going to be conducted by Owen Arwell Hughes. I just wanted to say that on television.
Children in Need's half-hour news interval has been left on the tape.
Good evening. Residents of Bolton Le Sands in Lancashire say they're terrified that a convicted child killer may soon move into the area.
Yeah, not really in keeping with the mood.
Please watch. He will be.
I cannot take my eyes off that phone operator. Hair looks like it's made of butter. But something's missing. Can't quite put my finger on it.
Okay? Right, now No Children in Need is complete without René and the cast from Allo Allo.
There we are. Most of the cast are in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Listen, Terry, you know that I am very big down under.
But with Edith back in London, delayed satellite link isn't the ideal conditions for a sketch.
He always looks as if he is wearing his wallet.
He is going to fiddle with her.
With his gloves on. So it's all right. Is she going to sing for you tonight, Terry, or have you escaped that pleasure?
Don't let her sing.
I'm fascinated by the way Carmen Silvera slowly drops character, as her accent very gradually evolves from French to English.
I have to come out of character now. I have to do some acting in English, because tonight I have come from playing in Time and the Conways at the Churchill Theatre, Bromley. And the patrons of the Churchill Theatre, Bromley...
Jill Dando and Leo Sayer, Eddie the Eagle, and the biggest celebrity of the night.
Teddy, come on, take it away. This is the mum of Jean Butt, you know, Nellie Boswell from Red. Come on now. Come on, Merseyside.
Sometimes you just have to accept your place and know that there's people more important than you.
Father Christmas
Actually,
is going
the
in.
real Father Christmas, he's going to land gate 42 here at 10 o'clock tomorrow. He's going around the area in his sledge, and he's going to end up... Yeah, he's going to end up...
And we've got a superstar here. Excuse me? Who's this?
How else they been earning money?
We covered letters with children in need on the floor and we covered them with money.
Gosh. There's plenty of power and love in this room to destroy any sadness.
Keep it light, love.
But Jesus is in this room.
Bit of a step up from Eddie the Eagle.
Held in aid of children in need. Nostal van Gogh.
This is a great night in Wales and we're not finished yet.
That's the tone, fellas.
And 56 pence.
It all counts, although this scrolling text tells of the night's smallest donation.
That's next year, really. I've got lots of other things to do between now and then.
Yeah.
But with the book and the album and everything.
And all those impersonations, is it true that you once shaved your chest?
With almost everyone in costume, half of the audience looked like gangs from the Warriors. You wouldn't want to bump into the Pudsies on your way home. In fact, the only people raising more money than children in need were Britain's fancy dress shops, and the St Trinian's aisles must have been stripped bare.
We are the children, we are the meek, we are the voice that is longing to speak.
Oh, I say, things do start to get saucy as we reach post-watershed.
All right, now I believe that one of the ways that they have been raising money is by flashing jean suspenders. So Glynis, we're going to have a free flash now. Now that has cost people in pubs all around Carlisle £1.
Well, here I am outside of the BBC, inside the van, 18 ladies and 2 men, and the men are looking rather tired.
That's all for a good cause. This text alert, though, not so much.
All the little children under the sun need a place to spend their lives having fun. What a simple answer, just one remedy.
Roy Castle's here, with Jasper Carrot.
And he's here because we have a record breaker at the NEC. Tell them about it.
That's right, we've got the heaviest Pudsey bear.
If you'd auctioned off Polaroids of Wadlow's knob, you could have raised 100 million. Ended all this suffering. That said, they have got Wogan.
£400 with a shop over here. Thank you very much. That's a little present for you.
This little horror, if you can see him, has just brought in £350 from his school.
And where else could you see Esther Ranson knocking on a child's false leg?
Am I allowed to knock it? Yes. Ooh, it's all rubbery.
Stuart, you should be down here taking part, Stuart. You should be down here, Stuart.
Tell me about it, mate.
It's people like you that make the whole thing work. Big people, little people. And you're helping all those children in need.
If nothing else, with an evening like this, you'll never find a better time capsule of a nation. Men like this are extinct, a species from a bygone age.
Hey, Bev, look at all that.
Nobody'll ever speak these words again.
We have the world-famous custard pie maker, the one and only Charlie Caroli! In you come, Charles.
Oh, yeah.
From its evening-long peak, Children in Need these days is reduced to just 3 hours. The yearly totals, always rising, have started to dip, thanks to cost of living and a sweeping general cynicism. Its social media comments are a bin fire of people who think that every non-white, male, able-bodied presenter is just more box-ticking from the woke BBC, and that they'll spend all the money raised on resurrecting Savile. In '88, there's still a pleasing, all-in-it-together feel. Schools, celebrities, regular folk, companies who've since gone bust on our dead high streets. As we wheeze along, beneath the heel of end-stage capitalism, the proper telethon has never been needed more. Yeah, sure, the money, but I'm talking about the television. 7 glorious, unfiltered hours of the weirdest shit you've ever seen.
Well done to you, Stuart.